Motorsport in the Midlands, where it looks like we got us a convoy. Yes, Convoy in the Park is back for 2021 after a year off the calendar last year for obvious reasons. The weekend where we celebrate all things trucking, headlined by the British Truck Racing Championship. Plenty of support racing and plenty more off track as well. My name is Dave Goddard. I'll be taking you through the action over the course of the weekend here on BARC TV, presented by the British Automobile Racing Club. And we will shortly be underway with our first race of the weekend, which will be for the British Truck Racing Championship. They have a total of 5 races across the weekend, a brilliant entry of 20 trucks across the 2 divisions here this weekend. We also have racing from the Silver Lake Citroën C1 series, Caterhams and other car races coming up tomorrow as well. Let's have a look at the schedule for today's action. Then shortly we'll be getting underway with our first 15-minute race of the weekend for the British Truck Racing Championship. And then it's the Silver Lake Citroën C1 Racing Series. They may be small, but they are spectacular. Nearly 50 of them here today for a 3-hour endurance race. 2 and 3 drivers sharing each car. Very busy race, that one indeed. And then another race coming up after that a little bit later on for the British Truck Racing Championship at around 6 o'clock. More racing coming up tomorrow. We've got the Caterham Graduates Racing Club. Always very close slipstreaming races here at Donington. And also a whole variety of cars for the CNC Heads Northwest Sports and Saloon Championship as well. On the national circuit here at Donington Park this weekend, just over 3 kilometres in length, not using the Melbourne Loop this weekend on the full Grand Prix circuit. That's being used as the assembly area here today. This track, of course, dating back to before the Second World War, when it's hosted the British Grand Prix on a fair few occasions. So we'll be getting underway very shortly indeed with our first race of the day. The weather overcast and cloudy, but the rain holding off at the moment. We have had a bit of rain this morning, but it's not quite as bad as we thought it was going to be. We won't say any more than that. We don't want to put the curse of the commentator on things, of course. So we will be getting underway shortly then, but I think first of all we can hand down to talk to a couple of our truck racers in the paddock.
You're lovely to be back in Donington, mate. It's really looking forward to this weekend. How much are you looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love Donington. It's a brilliant place. Crowds will be good. The paddock looks full, so it should be some good racing.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? We're back now. Crowds are in. It's always a big crowd here at Donington. Despite the weather, crowds coming in this morning where you're having to queue. It's a nice feeling to be back, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot better with spectators here. It should make for a great weekend.
And what are you expecting out on the track? Conditions are a little bit changeable today, we think, but what are you expecting?
Yeah, it's a little bit slippy, but we had a good qualifying. We finished P3, only half a second between us and Powell, so we're there or thereabouts, so hopefully we should have a good race as well.
And I've heard lots of things about Donington from a driver's perspective. What do you like about the track?
It's just a very flowing, fast circuit with all types of different bends, and it just suits me. I like it.
Well, we look forward to watching you, mate. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, very good afternoon to all, Mr. Jenkins, very popular man around the paddock. Lovely to have you back with us here at Donington, mate. What are you looking forward to this weekend?
5 wins. Yeah, no, it's just great to be at Donington. You know, last year we came back after a bit of a standoff, late season start. We had a great weekend here. I haven't had the best starts to the season so far this year, but we've just had a brilliant qualifying and we're lining up on the front row. And, you know, there's lots of enthusiastic crowd here, great competitors here. My team, my truck, we're in a great shape, so we're really looking forward to going racing.
Big full paddock, loads of spectators around as well. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've waited, it seems like an age. It's been 19 months or however long it's been, and it seems like an age we've been waiting for this, you know, to come back to what was normal. And I've got the fondest of memories of coming here in 1984 was the first time I came to a truck meeting at Donington, and the place was packed, and it really is a special place in our family's heart, and it's just great to be back here racing.
We can't wait to watch you this weekend. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good to hear from David Jenkins and John Newell there. They'll be lining up second and third on the grid for our first truck racing event of the day. Another qualifying session just taking place at the moment. The pickup truck's out there, that's just coming to an end in just a moment. But great to have you all here already. A few likes on our stream, nearly 200 of you watching. I'll try and get as many likes as possible on our YouTube stream. A few of you commenting already. And we'll be underway in just a couple of minutes' time with the British Truck Racing Championship. They had their qualifying session in slightly damp conditions this morning. It was a little bit slippery for the drivers. We have a few drivers making their first appearance of the season as well, including number 33 Steve Thomas from Sutton Coldfield on his local circuit. It's a few years since we've seen him out on track with his MAN. We had hoped to have Ricky Collett making a return to racing, but I don't think Ricky's here. The heavy haulage company boss from Yorkshire, of course, had a big accident at Thruxton last season which wrote his truck off. He had hoped to be out this weekend for the first time since that accident, but he's not here. Also in Division 2 we have Michael Oliver, son of 10-time champion Stuart, making his first appearance of the year with his Scania. And also Paul McCumsky, hopefully making his first appearance of the year, the Volvo, number 99, Paddy Mack as he's known. So good to have a few returnees, a few newcomers out on track here today. The favourite will be Ryan Smith, number 1 of course, going for an incredible 6th consecutive Division 1 title this year. Division 1 for the more powerful, more modified race trucks. And Division 2, well, that's a battle between Stephen Powell and Craig Reed so far this season. Craig having a good season in his Iveco, battling with reigning Division 2 champion Stephen Powell. There's been a bit of a surprise in qualifying in both Divisions 1 and 2. We'll bring you the grid fairly shortly then for our first race of the day. Track, as we say, slightly slippery. It's an overcast day here at Donington, but heavy rain had been forecast. Thankfully at the moment that is staying away. It'll be a 15-minute race of the trucks. Then we've got a grid of nearly 50 Citroen C1s for their 3-hour endurance race, and then the second race for the trucks, where the grid will be the reverse grid format. Each division, Division 1 of course, start from the front, followed by Division 2. The results of race 1 will form the grid for race 2, but everybody in reverse, with the exception of any non-finishers who start from the back, just to make things a little bit more interesting. I must say thank you to all the particularly the volunteer marshals here at Donington this weekend, the Orange Army. We couldn't go racing without them. And a thank you to everyone who has donated to the fund set up in memory of Mr. Robert Foote, who of course very sadly lost his life in a tragic accident at Brands Hatch recently while marshalling. Right, here is the grid then for the first truck race of the day, and it's Martin Gibson, number 11, who has set pole position with his MAN alongside number 69 David Jenkins. John Newell's new MAN, the race winner at Thruxton a few weeks ago, on the second row alongside number 1 Ryan Smith, the 5-time consecutive champion with his new Mercedes Actros. Row 3, number 7 Stuart Oliver, 10 times champion, alongside returnee number 33 Steve Thomas. And on row 4, number 81 Mark Taylor and 86 Tom O'Rourke. Completing the Division 1 runners is number 157 Jonathan Willis, newcomer this year with his MAN. Then there's a gap, and we've got the Division 2 runners, and it's number 32 Jock Borthwick from Scotland, who's set a surprise and welcome pole position. His first season as a truck racer. He's on pole alongside championship leader 68 Craig Reed. Second row in Division 2, number 5 Adam Bint with the Volvo White, and 41 Simon Cole with his Team Hard Mercedes. The third row, number 3 Stephen Powell, and number 12 Michael Oliver, son of Stuart, in his Scania. Next on the grid, 46 Bradley Smith and number 16 Brad Smith. Commentator's nightmare there. 16 Brad and 46 Bradley is how we tell them apart. Then row 11, we've got number 10 Craig Evans and 6 of John Powell. Appeared at Brands Hatch at the start of the season, I think. No, that was Brad Smith. Apologies. John Powell is on his first appearance of the season. And Paddy Mack, number 99, Paul McCumsky, in his Volvo, rounds out the grid of 20 trucks. Well, we can now hear down in the paddock area from our intrepid trackside reporter here this weekend. The one and only Pointy is ready to talk to us down in the paddock. Here's Pointy.
Hello and welcome to Red Bank Corner here at Donington for your first British Truck Racing Championship race of the weekend. I'm of course Pointy, and we do welcome you. The weather at the moment is looking pretty good. We had some showers earlier on this morning, but hopefully the track has had a few more races on it since then, and the surface has started to dry up a bit. We can see as we look across Red Bank now a huge number of spectators, which is absolutely lovely to see. A lot of people making the effort to come out and see some great British motorsport this weekend. Leading up to the weekend, of course, we had some testing here on Thursday where a couple of drivers had some technical difficulties, one of which was running out of fuel. I shan't name any names on that one. However, everybody has been in the garage all day preparing. We had qualifying earlier on, which saw Martin Gibson in the number 11 GT truck take pole position in the Division 1, and I do believe Craig Reed in pole position for Division 2. Now, we've seen a lot of great driving out of both of those drivers. Flying Ryan Smith, though, the reigning champion for Division 1, dropping back to 4th place overall. Now, we have seen a lot of work going on with his engine so far this weekend, so the question is whether he's going to be able to make those places back. I know it's not something he's struggled with in the past, but I was told by himself last night he's got a bit of a cold, so that might be holding him a few seconds behind on the lap times. We've also got a couple of returning faces here with the British Truck Racing Championship. We've got Paddy Mack out on track. Hopefully he manages to get a full race in with some issues at Brands Hatch and Thruxton earlier on in the year. Let's hope he gets a decent bit of track time. And of course, Steve Thomas in the yellow and white 33 MAN in Division 1. Not to be confused with Steve Powell in the white and yellow MAN in Division 2. That could be getting a little bit confusing for Dave back in the studio, as they do look very similar. And of course, with Steve Powell's track time looking quite good earlier on, and Steve Thomas struggling to really get those top 5. We'll certainly see what happens in the race to come. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll head back to Dave in the studio now, and let's see what happens. The first race here at Donington.
Thanks very much indeed, Pointy. He'll be bringing us a few reports from down at trackside over the course of this weekend, and giving us a chance to see what's happening in some of the arenas on the infield as well. We've got some rallycross cars, among other things, doing some demonstrations this weekend as well. But as you can see, the trucks are in position on the grid, with the MAN GT Tyres Pace Truck in position to lead them away for their rolling start. It'll be a 15-minute race, and in pole position it is number 11 Martin Gibson, second round in a row that he's qualified on pole with his MAN. He was fastest in qualifying at Thruxton in similar damp conditions. David Jenkins, a former champion, number 69, starts alongside him. Then on the second row, number 18, John Newell, the Yorkshireman, with his new MAN, got the first win for that truck at Thruxton, alongside fly-in Ryan Smith, number 1, with the new Hungarian-built Mercedes Actros. Then we've got the legend that is Stuart Oliver, 10 times British and 1-time European champion with his Volvo VNL. And welcome back Steve Thomas, a few years since we've seen him race in his MAN. 2 more MANs, number 81, Mark Taylor in the Taylor's haulage truck, and Tom O'Rourke, 86, another man who had a big crash at Thruxton last season. He's back out, been contesting some rounds of the European Championship this year as well. And Jonathan Willis, local man from Birmingham, in his MAN, completing the grid, number 157. Then we've got Division 2, Jock Borthwick, his first ever pole position, the man from Scotland, number 32, alongside the championship leader Craig Reed, number 68, as the trucks start to move away. Then we've got Adam Bint, ever popular character in his black Volvo white Aerodyne. Simon Cole in the pink Mercedes alongside him, the Mercedes Beast as it's known. Then number 3, the reigning Division 2 champion Stephen Powell, a new half and half livery for him. As Pointy said, the reverse of Steve Thomas's colours. Steve Thomas, the left side of the truck is yellow and the right side is white. It's the other way around on Steve Powell's truck. Then we've got number 12, Michael Oliver, son of Stuart, in his Scania. 46 of Bradley Smith and 16 Brad Smith is next. And finally, we have Craig Evans, number 10. Alongside Craig in his MAN is John Powell in his DAF, first appearance of the season for him. And finally, Paddy Mack, Paul McCumiskey, number 99, with the Volvo FM12. Just checking that they're all there. Should have 20 trucks. Pace truck heads them down the treacherous Craner curves towards the old hairpin. Yes, everybody is present and correct. 20 trucks for race number 1 of the weekend. If you've not seen truck racing before, You are in for a real treat here at Donington Park. They're always at their best around the Donington circuit. Who's it going to be then? Will it be another win for Ryan Smith? He's done the majority of the winning so far this year. Will Martin Gibson hang on in front? Pace Truck leads them up through the right-hander up McLean's corner, then the climb up to Coppice. They go under the flight path into East Midlands Airport, which is just next to Donington Park. Good to see Steve Thomas back in the 33. Martin Gibson and David Jenkins on the front row. There's the double apex right-hander of Coppice corner, a tricky part of the circuit. That's very easy to go off into the gravel trap on the outside, and then it's down towards the Robert chicane at the end of the lap. The tight right-left.
Fantastic start to the weekend, really
lining up then for our first truck race of the weekend then, the British Truck Racing Championship here at Donington Park. Martin Gibson on pole, David Jenkins alongside, Jock Borthwick heading up the Division 2 pack a little further back. 20 trucks out there for a 15-minute race around the Donington Park National Circuits. Pace Truck leads them round. He will pull off into the pit lane, and then we will be ready to rumble. This is going to be a cracker, the first of 5 truck races here at Donington Park. At Convoy in the Park 2021, celebrating all things trucking at the home of motorsport in the Midlands. The Pace Truck is into the pit lane. When the red lights go out, we will be underway. David Jenkins on the outside, Martin Gibson on the inside. Away we go. The first truck race of the weekend is underway. Down towards Redgate Corner for the first time. Martin Gibson holding the inside line. He'll just about try and hold the lead there. David Jenkins trying to go round the outside in truck number 69. The two MANs together. There's a little bit of rubbing there. Somebody running wide. That's 86 of Tom O'Rourke over the curb. It looks like they are all going to get round Redgate for the first time. Down to the Craner curves, and Jenkins has got the lead around the outside from Martin Gibson. Third is John Newell. Ryan Smith in the Mercedes in fourth ahead of Stuart Oliver. Swing their way into the old hairpin. One truck dropping back a little at the back. That's Paul McCumsky in his Volvo. Brad Smith side by side with Stephen Powell in the midfield. But it's David Jenkins who leads the way, the man from Stafford in truck number 69. Car racing comes later. Jenkins from Martin Gibson. John Newell in third. Not the easiest of circuits for the big rigs to overtake on here at Donington. They go past the infield paddock there, full of show trucks on display. We'll have some truck parades on the circuit over the course of the weekend. Through Coppice onto the exhibition straights, down towards the Robert chicane for the first time. This is where things can get interesting. Tight chicane this one, the right, then the left. Jenkins from Gibson, Newell, Smith, Stuart Oliver, Steve Thomas, Mark Taylor, and the Division 2 trucks you can see keeping up with Division 1. It's Jock Borthwick who's got the early lead there. Stephen Powell trying to make a move on Brad Smith. They've been side by side for the whole of the first lap. Jenkins leads by 1 second ahead of Martin Gibson in the GT Tyres MAN. It's MAN's 1, 2 and 3. Then we've got Ryan Smith in his Mercedes, the man going for a 6th consecutive British title in 4th position. Then the Volvo of Stuart Oliver. A gap back to Steve Thomas next then. Mark Taylor, Tom O'Rourke. I think we've had a change there for 9th. Yes, Jock Borthwick, the Division 2 leader, I think has got ahead of Jonathan Willis. Then Craig Reed in the red Iveco. And then we've got Michael Oliver in his Scania number 12, the blue and white machine. Along the bottom of the course. The bridge used to go across the circuit, the old bridge here at Donington as they come out of the old hairpin. The leaders are up at McLean's. A nice, steady start to the weekend. There is Mark Taylor, number 81. Started his life in truck racing as a sponsor for Ryan Smith before deciding to take up the sport for himself. Division 1 trucks coming down to the chicane for the second time, and David Jenkins starting to pull away slightly in his MAN. Martin Gibson in second. Ryan Smith is biding his time at the moment in fourth, looking to launch an attack when he can. Down the straight they come. 2 laps completed. Fastest lap of the race for David Jenkins, 1:26.761. He's increased his lead by just a couple of tenths of a second. Oh, a little bit sideways there, a bit late on the brakes into Redgate for Jenks there. He's gathered it up again. That's going to allow Martin Gibson to close in slightly. And a big cloud of smoke there. A blow up for Brad Smith, number 16. Bit of flame there as well. He's pulled onto the Melbourne loop out of harm's way. Very much out of the race there. Brad Smith, the Unity recovery truck, and Paddy Mack is slowing up as well. That's Paul McCumiskey with his Volvo. Truck racing veteran in the number 99. The Volvo FM12 I don't think is going to be going much further. The leaders will be coming up to lap him shortly. There's Jock Borthwick, he leads Division 2. Craig Reed second in that division, and Michael Oliver third. Stephen Powell, the reigning champion, is only fifth in Division 2 behind Adam Bint in the number 5 Volvo. Here are the leaders. Into Coppice corner. Jenkins from Gibson. And now coming down the exhibition straight, that's the smoke from Brad Smith's blow-up. It's like something out of Days of Thunder, isn't it, when Tom Cruise drives his NASCAR through the fog. Here they come into the chicane, and that's allowed Martin Gibson to close up slightly. That smoke confused a couple of the drivers, I think, there. Through to complete another lap. Over the line they go, and John Newell's getting aboard here, the number 18, the blue and white MAN in third place, trying to move to the outside. Simon Cole in the pit lane as well with the Mercedes. Looks like he's out of the race, so a couple of casualties in Division 2 already. Lead gap has dropped to 0.6 of a second. We can see they're less than a second covering the first three now. Stephen Powell has, I think, made a move on Adam Bint, we saw there briefly, coming through the chicane. So he's up into 4th in Division 2, that's 13th overall. John Newell is on the attack here in the number 18 truck, on the tail of Martin Gibson. At the bottom of the course there, coming out of the old hairpin. Swing it through McLean's end. The Digraph Transport and Morris Lubricants MAN of David Jenkins still has the lead from Martin Gibson. Bit of a lock up there from Jenkins going into Coppice. Very easy to run wide on the exit there. Gathered it together. Ryan Smith just keeping an eye on the first three here in the Mercedes. Then Stuart Oliver in the background in the bonneted Volvo. So no change among the leaders so far. Going to gap back to number 81 of Mark Taylor. Steve Thomas, sorry, is next, then Mark Taylor. And then it's Tom O'Rourke before we've got Jock Borthwick, the Division 2 leader. But I think Jonathan Willis in the more powerful 157 truck has got back ahead of him now. Martin Gibson defending here from John Newell for that second place. Jenkins still leads, just under 9 minutes of this race to go. Lead gap is still 0.6 of a second. John Newell 0.3 back in third place, and then Ryan Smith is 2 seconds off the lead, 1 second off Newell. Battle is on for 6th place, with Steve Thomas being caught now by Mark Taylor for 6th position. Is Paul McCumiskey still running at the back? Don't think he is. So they've lost him, Simon Cole and Brad Smith. 17 trucks still running though. Here's the first three of them. Through McLean's. Leader getting away very slightly. There's Steve Thomas in the number 33, half yellow, half white. Reverse livery of Stephen Powell's truck. Chased by Mark Taylor in number 81. That's the battle for 6th place overall, 6th in Division 1. Down towards the Roberts chicane once again, and the three leaders almost line astern now. Ryan Smith looking on from behind. A slightly subdued start to the day for Ryan Smith. Watch for John Newell here. He's got a run on the inside coming down into Redgate. He has to move back across because Gibson moves to defend into Redgate corner, the first corner on this Donington circuit, and Gibson has held that second place, but Newell looking pretty determined here. The number 18, the man from near Barnsley in South Yorkshire, Tom O'Rourke in trouble. He's pulled up. That's on the run into Coppice, the MV Commercial MAN. Here comes the second place battle, and John Newell has got through up into second on the entry to the Craner Curves there. Ryan Smith in 4th place. Here's a battle further back. Bradley Smith in his Iveco, number 46, has got ahead of Craig Evans, number 10. Craig third in the Division 2 points coming into this round behind Craig Reed and Stephen Powell. think Pointy's got some news for us down at trackside in just a moment. And down to Pointy in a second then, but here are the leaders coming into the Roberts chicane. Martin Gibson now down to third place. Main battle is in Division 1 at the moment. Stuart Oliver running a little bit wide there, and I think now we can hand down to Pointy at trackside in a second.
Donington, then please do feel free to pop down, because as you can see, the action is real, the racing is real. With these water-cooled brakes, 12,000cc machines, there literally is anything could happen, and especially on the first corner here, it's always who gets there first, but actually who gets out first as well can be half of the battle. The newcomer in the number 167, Mr. Willis, he's only started this season, seems to be finding his feet still at the moment at the back of Division 1 for a lot of the time, which is quite unfortunate really. But speaking to the guy, he's actually from the Oval. I do believe Dave Goddard, the other commentator, knows him quite well from the Oval racing circuit. John Powell in the blue and white truck there you can see in the distance, he actually blew a turbo among other things during testing on Thursday, so it's great to see him back out on the circuit. He actually is here with his wife this weekend. His wife just recovering from quite a bout of illness, and even through all of that still manages to come out and support him in his racing, which of course he is extremely thankful for. Whilst we're on the subject of thanks as well, we must also remember the Orange Army, the marshals that help us here every weekend. They are of course a fully volunteer service, and we couldn't do British motorsport without them. Quite a few casualties in the marshals world in the last few months. Of course, our thoughts go out to all of the families involved in that. But racing must continue, and as you can see in the background, John Newell has moved his way up into second place, taking the third spot from Martin Gibson. But unfortunately, Ryan Smith, that cold really must be holding him back, because he's still in fourth place with quite a gap between him and the top three.
Good to hear from Pointy, giving us some of his points of view from trackside there up at Redgate, enjoying the action. The first three have pulled away quite considerably. Oh, we've got a spinner there. That's Stephen Powell. Now, I wonder if there's been some contact there, because there was a bit of bodywork missing from the left front corner of the number 3 MAN. That's lost Stephen Powell a couple of places. I wonder if there was contact with Adam Bint, because those two were battling. Try and pick up Binty's truck when we can, see if there's any damage to that. Tom O'Rourke out of his truck, out of the race at Coppice. Here's the battle for the lead in Division 2. Jock Borthwick is being reeled in now by Craig Reed, and Craig is lapping a few tenths of a second faster in his Iveco, looking to keep his championship lead, looking for his first title. Here come the leaders. David Jenkins still leads up. Simon Cole's back out in the Team Hard Mercedes Beast. Let's hope he doesn't get in the way of our race leaders here. You can see Jenkins has pulled away a little bit. There's a bit of bodywork in the middle of the road there. That's probably from Stephen Powell's truck. Jenkins is going to have to lap the number 41 Mercedes here. Simon Cole, the man from Dartford in Kent, not giving way there at Redgate. I don't think he's realised the leader's there. He will do now. Here's Jenks up the inside, and a little bit of, is that smoke or steam from John Newell's truck? He's lost second place. I think John Newell's got a problem. He's lost second place there to Martin Gibson. Oh, and the battle in Division 2 coming to a head, and Craig Reed's lost it. He's going to go round. Round he goes, mind the pit wall. Nice recovery by Craig Reed, a full 360. Michael Oliver avoids him there in the number 12 and gets through. That's for second in Division 2. Goodness me, a scary moment there for Craig Reed as he attacked into the chicane on the back of Jock Borthwick. The truck came around on him, he got onto the grass. Full 360, and he was able to save it, luckily. We've got just over 2 minutes of this race to go, so it's looking good for David Jenkins. But has John Newell got a problem here? Where's the battle in Division 2? Michael Oliver trying to hunt down Jock Borthwick for the lead. Can he take a win on his comeback? The number 12 Scania there. Here are the leaders. Jenkins clear of Martin Gibson now. Oh, we got somebody off. That's Stuart Oliver. Stuart Oliver is in the gravel. Now, where's that? I think that's at McLean's. Yes, he's gone straight on there. I don't think he's got as far as the tyre wall. The gravel has arrested the progress of that truck. And Ryan Smith's up to third. Yeah, it looks like we've lost John Newell. There's Newell, he has got a problem, and I think he's coming into the pits. That's smoke from the engine of John Newell's MAN. It is a new truck for this year. So John Newell is going to be heading pitwards, I think. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's because of Stuart Oliver off. He's trying to get going again. He's creating smoke. Goodness me. Stuart Oliver looking more like a steam locomotive heading along the outside of McLean's there. I don't know if he'll get going again. So that's going to put Ryan Smith up into third. Steve Thomas will be in fourth. And look at this, John Powell charging down the inside of Adam Bint there. The DAF gets past the Volvo into the chicane. There he is, number 5, Adam Bint, the Oxfordshire driver. Gets back ahead of John Powell in the blue number 6 DAF LF. First time we've seen John in action this year. This is a battle for 4th in Division 2 and 11th place overall now. So the order is now Jenkins, Gibson, Ryan Smith, Steve Thomas, Mark Taylor is up to 5th. It's Jonathan Willis in 6th overall, number 157, the ex-hot rod racer on the short ovals, as we heard from Pointy. Then we have got Jock Borthwick. This is the battle for the lead in Division 2, excuse me. There's the two Mercedes together. Ryan Smith a lap ahead of, well, a couple of laps ahead of Simon Cole because he's been into the pits. And now the battle for the lead is joined. We're going into the last lap, and here comes Martin Gibson. The clock is counting down to 0, so it will be checkered flag this time around. Can David Jenkins hang on ahead of Martin Gibson? They're well clear of Ryan Smith. I wonder if everything's all right with that Mercedes, you know. Ryan Smith is a long way back, 9.5 seconds back on our leaders. There he is. I reckon there's something amiss with that Mercedes, you know. He's not on the pace at all here. Here come the leaders. Down into the old hairpin. Looks as though David Jenkins may well have done enough ahead of the GT Tyres MAN of Martin Gibson. But it's a race of attrition behind. Jock Borthwick is heading for his maiden win in Division 2 in his first season of truck racing, because Michael Oliver has got his mirrors full of Iveco. Craig Reed is going for second place, recovering after his spin when he tried to take the lead. Here they come into Coppice. Is Martin Gibson going to make a move here then as they come into the Robert chicane for the last time? I don't think he's going to be able to. He's not going to be close enough. Our first winner of the weekend here at Convoy in the Park is going to be David Jenkins in truck number 69. There is the checkered flag, and Jenkins in the Digraph Transport Morris Lubricants MAN takes the win. Martin Gibson comes over in second in the GT Tyres MAN, and they are well clear of the championship leader, Flying Ryan Smith, who will take third place. Here comes number 32, the MV Commercials backed MAN of Jock Borthwick. He's going to be heading for his first victory in Division 2. Michael Oliver and Craig Reed bearing down on him. I don't think they're going to catch him here. Here they come into the chicane for the last time. Jock Borthwick from Hoyk in the south of Scotland is heading for victory. Michael Oliver trying to hang on for second place on his return to racing after a couple of years away. Jock Borthwick slides out of the chicane for his first ever Division 2 victory. Well done, Jock Borthwick. A win for Scotland. Michael Oliver second, just ahead of the recovered Craig Reed after his spin a couple of laps from home. In Division 1, meanwhile, Ryan Smith lost 6 seconds on that final lap. There's John Powell. He's lost out to the recovering Stephen Powell. So Ryan Smith got third overall. It was Steve Thomas fourth, Mark Taylor fifth, Jonathan Willis, his best ever finish, in sixth place. And then they've got the Division 2 boys. Borthwick, Oliver, Reed, Bint, Powell. So the big crowd here at Donington give a round of applause to our race winner, David Jenkins. 14 trucks made it home. Quite a race of attrition there. We lost Tom O'Rourke. There he is, number 86, the boss of MV Commercials. We lost Stuart Oliver. Brad Smith blew up early on. I don't think we'll see him out for the rest of the weekend. That looked like a blown engine to me. We lost Paul McCumiskey early on as well. Simon Cole made it home, but 4 laps down, so we'll see if he's going to be classified after his pit visit. John Newell pulled into the pits as well from third place as the trucks head off into the Parc Ferme area on the Melbourne Loop. We'll confirm the full finishing order in a moment. Hopefully Pointy will be able to have a word with some of our drivers as well, if he can.
For the first race of the British Truck Racing here at Donington this weekend, and as you can see, all of the spectators making their way back down into the paddock for a very special podium presentation, sponsored of course by the British Truck Racing Championship and Truck Sport. We'll be handing out some beautiful silverware in a moment, but looking at the race, I think we did really well to keep the weather off. Track conditions were good. We lost a couple of drivers due to technical issues. Hopefully they get themselves back on the track for the last race of today later on this evening, but of course loads of action to see. Martin Gibson just losing out on the last couple of laps there to take the third overall, but what a sterling effort from returning star Michael Oliver down in Division 2, taking a second place. Now this is his first race weekend in probably about 2 or 3 years, and to come back on his first race and get some silverware will be absolutely fantastic. That's all from me down here at Redgate. Let's get up to that podium and hand out some trophies.
Yep, thanks Pointy. Enjoying the action from up at Redgates. Good to see John Newell is driving away there in the pits. Looks like perhaps just a hose had come off or something there, causing that smoke and steam. See him back out later on, but he'll have to go from the back of the Division 1 grid, I think, along with Stuart Oliver, because of course retired trucks don't go into the reverse grid switch over. We'll have the results confirmed then of truck race number 1. David Jenkins, your race winner, completing 11 laps in a time of 16:13.599, just under a second clear of Martin Gibson. Well back in third and struggling, it seemed, in the closing stage. He lost a lot of time in the last few laps. Ryan Smith in third, then Steve Thomas on his return taking fourth. Mark Taylor was fifth, and Jonathan Willis a fine sixth, the newcomer this season in his MAN. Jock Borthwick, a first ever Division 2 win for him. Well done to the Scotsman in seventh overall. Michael Oliver on his return, eighth in the Scania. Ninth for Craig Reed, recovering from a spin, and Adam Bint rounded out the top 10 in the black Volvo. Stephen and John Powell 11th and 12th, then Bradley Smith in 13th place, and the final finisher was Craig Evans. We lost John Newell, as we saw, into the pits while on for a podium place in the number 18 MAN. Behind him would have been Stuart Oliver. We lost him into the gravel up at McLean's, that was. Simon Cole was still running at the finish, but a few laps behind, so we'll wait to see if he's going to be classified. We also lost Tom O'Rourke. Brad Smith, number 16, suffered what looked like an engine blow-up, and Paul McCumsky was also an early casualty. Paddy Mack in the number 99, the older Volvo FM12. That concludes our first truck race of the weekend then. We'll be rejoining you a little later on with our next race of the weekend. That's in about an hour's time. We have a lunch break now. We may well see some of the action from the infield if we can. Hopefully Pointy can get down there and we can see what's happening in the arena on the infield. We will have hopefully the rallycross cars on display, so we might pick those up during the lunch break. But our next race action, 2:45 p.m, it's a 3-hour endurance race for the Silver Lake Citroen C1 Racing Series. Yep, Citroen C1s may be small city cars, but that means you can fit more of them on a circuit, and we've got nearly 50 of them racing here at Donington. A 3-hour enduro, two or three drivers sharing each car. And that will be underway at around 2:45 p.m. So enjoy your lunch break after our first truck race here. We've got more truck racing at the end of the programme as well. But great racing there from the British Truck Racing Championship. Plenty more to come over the weekend here at Convoy in the Park 2021.
quick. Harry! Come on. Quickly then. I'm just glad we didn't make it all the way down the hill. Go! Really quick! I'll drag you up. Come on. We're all going to be involved.
Yeah, children playing in front of the microphone is probably going to be a theme this weekend.
Come on, Liz.
No, that's Jack on position 3. There's not really much I can do about it, because if I move much, I'm like the head of a fence, and if I...
Look at this man with the camera and everything. Joshua, you were just on the telly.
Kind of got back, didn't we? What? I'm nearly back anyway. I was just here.
Bark live stream. How many times can you say live in a sentence whilst you're live? So can we get a cheer from everybody here at Donington Park? Oh, I'm glad you saved that one for the live stream. Fantastic. See, I knew you were just warming up before. Well, what an absolutely fantastic first race we just had. The rain stayed off. We are experiencing a little shower at the moment, but hopefully the sun will keep it at bay long enough for us to hand out some trophies. Also, one thing to point out is we've got something a little extra on the podium this year. Not only have we got the beautiful Kylie with a K sorting out some of the winners' hats, we've also got some fantastic limited edition champagne. Ooh, that's right. Now, I've been doing in and out of truck racing now for about 12 years, and to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever had British truck racing with bubbly. Don't worry though, we are being very responsible. It is, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, alcohol free. Oh. It's fine, but don't worry, it's still just as sticky when you get sprayed with it, so make sure you're all ready. I can see you've all got your rain macs on, that's fantastic. So yes, these have been brought to you by Trucksport UK, the organisers of the British Truck Racing Championship, and of course we'll just make a nice memento for the podium winners here for the weekend. So if I just get my phone out, we're having a look now who actually came in the top three, because I have got notes. We do these things, we make notes on our phones. Where would we be without our phones after all? Screenshots of me on camera. There we go. So it was quite an eventful race with some of the Division 2 drivers not doing too well near the back and dropping out before the end of the race. But what a massive, massive shame we had for John Newell, who had some technical difficulties in the second to last lap. Which saw him drop completely out. That is quite a shame indeed, but hopefully he'll get that sorted out, and we'll have a really good race from him in the second race later on today. Something to finish the day on the high, isn't it, John? That's it, fantastic. Right then, I'm just going to have a quick look around now to make sure, yes, we've got him. Hopefully we've got him somewhere. Team Oliver will be around the back somewhere. We got him? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, right. So, in Division 2, for the first race here of the weekend, in third place, we have none other than Craig Reed. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. So, your trophy's on the left, sir. Don the hat, open the bottle, prepare for the onslaught. Oh, we're doing these things, yes. And in second place, returning for the first time in probably too long, ladies and gentlemen, second place, put your hands together for Michael Oliver. Give me one of them, bud. Fantastic. On the left. And in first place, really finding his feet now, third circuit lucky, ladies and gentlemen, Jock Borthwick. To open your bottles, chaps. Yeah, that's good. Oh, you get. I'm not getting it. I've got expensive microphone technology. Oh yeah. Yeah, first trophy as well, isn't it? Fantastic. Get your shots. And now, as they like to say at the Nürburgring, it's time for the champagne. Come on, crack them open. Come on, here we go. Front row. Let's be having it. This is a speed challenge now to see how quickly a professional racer can open a bottle of champagne. Note to self for race 2, we need to take the tin foil off for them. Oh, here we go! Hey! Yes! You might have been the fastest on the track, but you're not great at opening bottles, Jock, we'll give you that. Round of applause for your Division 2 top 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Want to waste it.
That's true, he's going to drink every drop of that. Right then, and now, that went really well. I didn't even know if it would be that fizzy until we just opened it. I did not do a trial run. Okay, into Division 1 now, and lagging slightly behind. I've been told by this driver to just let everybody know that he is suffering from a bit of a cold this weekend, and that's why he was only a couple of seconds behind the top 3. But bringing up the rear in third place, Ryan Smith! Oh, smell like a bus stop now. Ryan, are you joining us, Ryan Smith? No? Okay, we'll go straight to second place then with a fantastic effort holding the entire race. Martin Gibson! You're there. This trophy on the right. Here you go, yeah. Start opening your bottle now. Yeah, it is a bit slippy. Add a bit more champagne so you'll be okay. And in first place, in the 69 truck, put your hands together for Dave Jenkins! Well done, buddy. What are we gonna, you know what I'm saying? Open your bottles, mate. I mean, can you say no? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You get a head start. That's it. Yeah. You're giving me a head start. Well, that's it. It's all about the environment. You're gonna give it a little bin. I'll just take this on behalf of Ryan Smith.
Hold that later.
I come third, me, Babby Duckett. I'm going to run away now. Oh, no. Oh, Martin, you're spraying all over me. Way. Oh, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, your top three, Division 1, Race 1. Thank you very much to all the drivers and, of course, all of the spectators. Whilst I've got you all here as well, I just want to say on behalf of the championship how grateful we are to have such support here this weekend. We've obviously all come out of it the other side and we're really, really happy to see you all. The driver's going to have some interviews now, so please hang around for some photos. Well, there we go. If you're still with me, we're going to now go and do some... with James, I do believe, and they're going to speak to the drivers from what can only be called a fantastic first race.
All right, and with the two winners, Division 2 and Division 1, two very, very happy gentlemen, two very, very wet gentlemen as well. Chuck, we'll start with you. Congratulations on the Division 2 win. Point you mentioned in the presentation there, it's been a little bit of time coming, improving every week. How do you feel?
Great, fantastic. We've had a journey between problems, teething problems, building the truck. Dave's helped us no end with the truck, and just great to get that result. Good, loved it.
And how special is it to have a presentation in front of quite a few people, get a bit of champagne on you as well? Missed that, haven't we?
Yeah, it's that long since I don't know how to open the champagne bottle. But I'll learn.
I'm sure you will. Dave, if we can bring you in, congratulations. We spoke to you before the race. You said the mission at the start of the weekend was five wins. 1 out of 5, not bad going so far.
Yeah, we don't want to get too cocky yet, do we? But that was really great. It was great racing with Martin in turn 1, and then, you know, we had some good speed at the start of the race. Had a couple of fairly big moments on some oil that was down, and 2 big saves, one in Redgate halfway through the race, and one on the way into the chicane at the end of the race. But no, we were all right. It was obviously tough luck for some of the people around me, but we need to take our good luck when we can.
Yeah, John Newell and Martin Gibson kept you honest for a lot of that, didn't they?
They did, yeah, but we had enough pace to drive away from them. So, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a long, long, tough weekend, but the best way to start. So, no, we're great. We're so happy to be back here racing at Donington Park in front of the live audience. And I'd like to dedicate this win to all the dads in the world, especially mine, because it's been 2 years since he's been to see us. So, brilliant. And I've got my family here supporting me. I've got my engineer here. He's got his family here supporting me. So, yeah, we're so happy to be back and back where we belong.
Well, we saw you up there with the kids as well, Dave. I know it means a lot to you. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
Here with Martin Gibson, second place in the Division 1. Martin, big congratulations on the result first of all. You got a nice big trophy, some lovely alcohol-free champagne to boot. It's not a bad afternoon's work so far, is it?
No. It was a good result. Obviously I'd like first from Powell, but Jenkins did a good move on the start and fair play for that. And it's unfortunate for Newell to have a problem because he actually had the legs on me there. So a good race, good to come away with second, good start.
Well, when we were here last year at Donington, it was almost the return of truck racing at all in front of no fans, and just great to be back out on track. We're here this year, big crowd here, paddock's absolutely jam-packed, champagne on the podiums. It feels a bit specialist, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, and that's why it's brilliant to have a dry race, to let them see a proper race at the start, not as just skidding around like ballerinas later on. So yeah, it's a good way to do it.
Were you expecting a bit of that for race 2?
I believe so. If you look up above you, I think it's coming.
Well, we look forward to that one, but congratulations on race 1 either way.
Thank you.
Top man, Mike. Thank you.